not just for some, but for all. I want to thank the members of the Cabinet who are here and members of Congress, as well as the advocates and community leaders who have fought for years to connect every corner of America with high-speed internet. It is good to be here with all of you. So I will begin with a brief story. Last year, I visited a small town in Louisiana called Sunset, Mitch, a rural community of about 3,000 people outside of Lafayette, a region where some of my extended family live. Sunset is like many other small towns in America. It has a main street with a bank, a church, and a donut shop. And Sunset is similar to many rural communities for another reason. Almost 40% of households in that area do not have high-speed internet. In large part because the fiber optic lines that connect most Americans to the internet just never made it to Sunset. But here's what that means. In Sunset, I met with parents who cannot apply for remote work jobs because they do not have a high-speed internet connection at home. In Sunset, I met with entrepreneurs who struggle to start or grow a small business because they cannot get online. And I met with students who, when public buildings were closed during the pandemic, had to sit in the parking lot of a local library just to submit their homework over Wi-Fi. And these stories are not uncommon. Today, 24 million people in our country do not have access to high-speed internet, either because they cannot afford the monthly cost of a plan, or because they live in communities that have not yet been fully connected to fiber optic networks. But let us agree, in the 21st century in America, high-speed internet is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Every person in our nation, no matter where they live, should be able to access and afford high-speed internet. And that is why our administration invested $65 billion to give millions of families a $30 discount on their monthly internet bills, and to lay thousands of miles of new fiber optic lines, including in Sunset, where with the support of local leaders and elected officials, we are connecting 22,000 families with high-speed internet. Today, we are here to continue our work together, to connect every person in America with high-speed internet.
Happy Monday, friends. With the Social Security Trust Fund slated to expire in a few years, new proposals are now appearing in Congress. One proposal would privatize Social Security, and supporters of this plan say privatizing Social Security would actually benefit many Americans financially. But this plan would completely change how the program is currently set up. My dearest friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video to learn about all of these new details. Also, in 4 days, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, dear friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Social Security has always been a hot-button political topic, designed as a social insurance plan for America's seniors. Changing demographics are threatening to reduce promised benefits in as little as 10 years from now. So to combat these funding issues, numerous politicians and think tanks over the years have proposed privatizing some or all of the Social Security system. Proponents say it will increase the savings rate among Americans and provide a more prosperous retirement, while opponents of the plan say it will prove too costly for lower-income Americans. Social Security is a social insurance program managed by the U.S. government. Most Americans look to Social Security as a retirement income program, although it does pay out other types of benefits. To fund the payouts, the government assesses payroll taxes on workers. The excess money is invested in U.S. Treasury securities in the Social Security Trust Fund. Income from the trust fund and incoming payroll taxes from current workers are used to pay benefits to current recipients. Under privatization, workers would be allowed to invest some or all of the money that they currently pay in taxes into private investment accounts. Like an IRA, workers could choose their own investments in their privatized Social Security account, buying and selling as they please. Workers could even contribute more to their account if they so desired. In other words, the United States government would no longer invest worker payroll taxes into Treasury securities to make payouts. Workers would be responsible for their own investment management. Many supporters of privatization claim that American investors could potentially outperform the relatively meager return that the U.S. government is earning for them by investing solely in Treasury securities. But once again, opponents of the move to privatization suggest that it will unfairly enrich wealthier workers at the expense of those with lower incomes. The way that Social Security is currently set up, lower income workers can actually receive more in benefits than they contribute in taxes. This will likely change if privatization kicks in. One of the biggest obstacles to privatization is that Americans simply don't generally want the government to tinker with Social Security. One survey conducted in 2022 showed that just 15% of Americans were in favor of Social Security privatization. Many fear that changes to Social Security will only result in lower benefits for recipients, regardless of how they are handled. Another big obstacle is the cost. According to the Brookings Institution, any transition to a privatized system would require funding the trillions of dollars in existing liabilities that Social Security has promised to workers. This would result in either increased taxes on current employees or a reduction in promised benefits. Most transition plans would also include massive governmental borrowing. So, dear friends, what are your thoughts on all of this? Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. If the U.S. economy does tip into a recession, it will have been one of the most telegraphed events in history. The yield curve for Treasury bonds has now been inverted for many months. When the yield on short-term bonds is higher than the yield on long-term bonds, it has been a very reliable indicator in the past that a recession will be declared in the next 12 to 18 months. But nothing over the last few years of economic activity has been normal, especially when factoring in things like the crisis, fiscal stimulus, and a short-lived regional banking crisis. Janet Yellen's belief that the U.S. economy can sidestep a recession stems from the idea that the economy, by and large, has remained strong amidst all of this uncertainty. The Federal Reserve's massive interest rate hiking campaign, which has increased rates above from practically zero to just above 5%, has managed to bring down inflation significantly. The Consumer Price Index peaked around 9% in mid-2022, but was back down to 4% in May. But still, core inflation is 5.3%, indicating that inflation is still high and well above the Fed's preferred 2% target rate. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Monday. Thank you, dear friends, for being here every day and for being part of this community. To say thank you and to show my appreciation, I will be announcing several more winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the weekly giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed Monday.